I agree with him. He said that women are difficult to travel with, and I understand that. You know, we get hungry, and if we're not fed, we get hangry. So I understand when he says women are children. We're emotional, we need emotional support, and I think the older I get, the more I value men, the more I understand how men can provide stability, emotional stability. They're that anchor to reality women really need. But like, we're having a conversation, and just because I may disagree with him on something, it doesn't mean that I have to be offended. It doesn't mean that he's being sexist. It doesn't mean that he's being misogynistic. It doesn't mean that he's being an abuser. It just means we disagree. And we can disagree because we're adults. It's the man's responsibility to provide for her, to lead her, to protect her. That's sort of why he would say women are a man's property. You don't have to be offended by it. It's also not a new concept either. It's why the father walks the woman down the aisle when she gets married. It's always going to be a man that walks the woman down the aisle and gives her over to her husband. Since the dawn of time, women have been men's property, but not in a negative way, in a way that it's the man's responsibility to always look after her, always provide for her, always to make sure she's okay, she's safe. I think that's beautiful. I think we're trying to be offended by something which actually is a very beautiful concept. In fact, the kind of man that I'm looking for is a man that will also consider me to be his property, because when I'm his property, he's going to make sure nothing bad happens to his property. The same way a man protects his car, his house, his family, is the same way that I hope that my husband one day will protect me.